to Brands Hatch, where the championship saga continues. Qualifying for the first race is about to start, so let's see who ends up with that elusive pole position.
Well, we already know who's going to get pole position. It's either going to be John Bincliffe or Alain Menu. We're not going to qualify, as we never do anyway for these rounds. So yes, round 7 and 8 coming from Brands Hatch. And this is where the difficulty does tend to ramp up a little bit, because it is a lot harder to catch up and pass the leaders. Because this track is so short anyway, it's going to be a bit of a hard one. But anyway, we'll get on and see where everyone is qualifying.
A pretty awful session there for the new Volvo driver, and he's going to be up against it at the start.
Yeah, as always. So yeah, Alain Menu and Jason Paletto lock out the front row in the Renault Lagunas, and we got Frank Bieler, James Thompson and John Bincliffe, the top 5. Kelvin Burt once again starting in 8th, because my teammate has a fetish for 8th place for some reason, and well, I'm starting at the back.
It's time to go down to the track where the cars are ready to start the first race.
And here we go, in 38 laps around Brands Hatch Indy. And away we go. So yeah, our job at the start is just to get past as many of the slower back markers as possible. Oh. There's the 2 Vauxhalls of Cleland and Warwick. It's a shame that the Vauxhalls tend to do quite well in qualifying, and then they just drop back at the end. And they're always finishing last. My teammate has actually lost a position as well. He's down in 9th. Oh no, wait, he's still in 8th. Let's get my positions mixed up there. So yeah, just cutting through the field as best as we possibly can. Now, because of the undulations in the track as well, you can see the cars wobbling about all over the place. Spinning is actually quite a common occurrence on this one. So I'm going to try and avoid that at all costs, but going through Paddock Hill Bend is the problem spot, because it dips down once you get onto the lowest part of the corner, and the car tends to lose all manner of control, but so far so good. Scything our way through the field. Oh, and Honda almost losing it. Let me give you a helping hand with that. Just give him a tap. And off he goes. Splendid. And the Audi is next. Give him a helping hand. He should go off as well. James Thompson, who can sod off. There we go, up into 3rd. Now, I think using the analog controls, even though they're still a bit twitchy, it is a lot easier to catch up and pass with the leaders than it is using the D-pad and tapping it when going around corners, because I've never known this game be as easy as it has been so far with the first quarter of the championship done. I think even before, when I had recorded this series previously a couple of years ago, I was using the D-pad, and yeah, it was, you know, a lot harder than it is doing it with the analog sticks. So there you go. If you want to kick arse with the Renault Lagunas, then use the analog. Anyway, lap 4, and a lap time at the moment of a 4, and there we go. That was the smallest of inputs heading into Paddock Hill. Yeah, so far a lap time of 46.66. So we'll see if we can use our goal for this one to get round about 44, 43 possibly. We'll see how we go anyway. Oh, bloody hell. There's old Menu. See if we can give him a little bonk up the rear end and see if we can take him out. Yeah, see, I mean, they're so slow going through Paddock Hill Bend. There we go. Give him a little nudge. And off he goes. We're up by 0.4 of a second. I'm so thankful that they did smooth out the tracks for TOCA 2. up by 0.1 or 1.5. So this should give us, looking at 44.9. Oh no, 44.03. Ooh. Yeah, I think easily we could get into the 42s then, at this rate. Yeah, up again by 0.5. Lap traffic as well is going to be a major factor in this race as well because of the short nature of Brands Hatch Indy. And we're going to be catching up to them on a very regular basis as the car again gets very, very squirrely. And I don't think we're going to actually beat the lap time on this go. Nope. Nowhere near. Oh, nope, too wide. You'll notice as well that the game actually does give you a shorter gear ratio as well for the shorter course. Unlike Thruxton, that they were using quite long gears. Brands Hatch, nope, very short gearing. Already coming up to the Peugeot. On lap 7. No, didn't beat the lap time. 0.5 down. So we'll try again this time. Oh, and there we go. That's going through Paddock Hill. The car just doesn't want to know, especially going through there at full speed. And the Nissan, surprisingly, down in 15th place. Oh. No. Definitely not going to beat the lap time this time round. I think what I'm going to try and do as well is, if we can catch up to the Volvo of my teammate, Kelvin Burt, I'm actually going to try and give him a bit of a helping hand. And see if we can boost him up the order a little bit rather than 8th place, which is, again, just where he seems to be more comfortable. And the Ford has spun. Up again by 0.4 of a second. Peugeot in the way. Alright, give him a nudge. He'll go off. And have a little spin. And what was our lap time? Are we going to beat it? Nope, just shy. 0.2 down. Oh, you don't. There's Warwick. It's a bit of a shame that the only way to drive the white Vauxhall is to do a multiplayer and become the player 2. There wasn't an option to be able to actually use the white Vauxhall in the main championship, which is a bit of a shame. Will we beat the lap time this time? Yep, 43.96. We can do better than that. I reckon we can get a 42 easy. And it shouldn't be as difficult as it was at Thruxton getting the 1 minute 10. Yeah, we're already, look at that, we're already up by 0.1 or 1.2 seconds. We lost a bit of time. But this should be a 42. Yep, 42.68. Lovely. Oh. So, already on lap 12 of 38, so this race is going to be over before you know it. just need to wait to catch up to my teammate so he can help him get up a few spots in the finishing order, if at all possible. And there is my teammate, Speak of the Devil. Now, apparently, from what I heard, I was doing a few online races on Automobilista 2 the other day. Hey, what are you doing blocking your line for? I'm trying to help you. Bloody fool. Yeah, so I was doing a few online races on Automobilista 2 the other day, on Wednesday. And I didn't actually know this, but apparently they're going to be adding super touring cars in the game in a future update. No idea if it's going to be like a full roster of super touring cars, like the Audi or anything like that, but I'm assuming it's going to be a handful of the most iconic cars of the era. So probably, well, more than likely it's going to be the Volvo 850 Estate, because that is the most iconic super touring car of the 90s. The Alfa Romeo 155 possibly, Renault Laguna, the Audi A4. They've already got the BMW M3 because of the old DTM update. I'm not sure. Personally, I would like to see a whole roster of, you know, different brands, Peugeot, stuff like that. But you never know. AMS2, for me, I don't think it feels finished at the moment. It's very, very rough around the edges. There's a lot of bugs as well, particularly the Mercedes on the old DTM update. The bonnet is red on one of the cars. I think it is the silver machines. And around we go. Well, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. So, yeah, the bonnet is actually red. So there's a bit of a glitch. What else? And if you want to post a time on the world ranking leaderboards in the time trial modes, the new cars are unable to post a time, which is a bit strange. So, yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Right, teammate is going to try and block his line, of course he is. Oh, well that's stupid, I didn't even touch him, so, oh well, off he goes. Starting lap 16. Coming up to halfway. Oh, no you don't. And we're lapping Cleland and crew for the second time. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. The Honda's gone. Cool. And lap 17. Should we try and get another fastest lap time? Yeah, why not? Or maybe not this lap. Okay. Come on, get out of the gravel. Cool, I think that's me teammate again in the Volvo. Oh, that's the Honda. Got to be Tarquini. Oh, no you don't. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, there's my teammate. Alright, you can stay back there because you're a bit of a weird one. You try to block your lines and you fly off the circuit even though I didn't even touch you. But I guarantee, even though we're actually trying to help him move up the order, I reckon he's still going to be in 8th place by the end of the race. Garen bloody T, that is. Oh, don't spin it. Come on. Oh, Christ alive. See what I mean about the little dip in the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend. The car gets so unsettled. Right, Honda, you can bugger off. Exit stage right, please. Thank you. So hopefully that should move the Volvo up a little bit. There he goes. Oh, yeah, I don't... Oh, for God's sake. Come on. Yeah, I don't honestly know why. I'm assuming it is because I'm using analog controls and it's slightly easier to control the car, but I have no idea why. That the game is actually being really kind and it's very, very easy to take the lead and win. I know people are like saying, oh yeah, you've probably got the difficulty on easy mode. No, in the UK version there is no difficulty slider. You cannot change difficulty in the championship. The difficulty increases as you progress. Unlike the American version where you do have easy, medium and hard, nothing like that appears in the UK version unless you do a single race where you do have an option to change difficulty, but in a championship, nope. There is no difficulty slider. So yeah, I'm just assuming then it's purely for the fact that we're using analog controls rather than the D-pad, so we're not blipping around each corner and spinning the car easier. Which hopefully, if we're able to win at Croft, then I'll be able to lift the Croft curse that I've had to endure for years. Coming up to lap the Mondeo again for, I think, the third time. We start lap 21, halfway through the race. So we went halfway through the race on lap 19, but there you go. So yeah, lapping these guys for the third time. He's slamming on his brakes. Get out of it. Bit of argy-bargy going on between the Ford and the Vauxhall. That's alright. Vauxhall can go off, so can the Ford. Excuse me. Starting at lap 22. And of course the 20 is cut off again at the side. Oh, no, come on. Now I did, speaking of AMS2, I did record a few races I was in near the end of the evening. And I'm not sure whether to edit them down and post them as highlights or not. Because the problem with the Automobilista 2, which is something that I don't like, is that usually on the other Reza games, say Stock Car Extreme, Copper Petrobras, AMS1, Formula Truck 2013, whenever you complete a race, a replay is automatically saved in the replay folder. Not on AMS2. You actually have to physically go into the replay and manually save it. It's a bit of a weird one. Hopefully that it'll be something that'll be fixed later on when the game is, you know, spruced up a little bit more. But yeah, it's, the user interface as well is very well. They've taken, it's using the Project Cars engine, and they're using the similar interface as well, the user interface as Project Cars, and I don't like it, to be honest. I prefer the old version. It just seems, well, I know that they brought it out early, in early access because of the whole pandemic and this, that and the other, so they brought it out, they released it in March rather than May. So it was very, very early access, but it doesn't feel like it's come out of that phase, even though it has. So yeah, it's still a long way to go. Hopefully, you know, they'll add a few more updates and upgrades and this, that and the other. I mean, because they have championships on there, but they only have 3. They have the Formula 3 and 2 Stock Car Championship. They don't have any of the others at the moment. So with any luck, they'll add a few more with each subsequent update. Another thing that they haven't introduced yet or added is the ability to customize your car. You're unable to actually create liveries or skins for the cars. I don't know if that is going to be a thing in the future, but hopefully it will be. But I'm just hoping that it's not going to be some stupid ass format that is going to be so convoluted that no one's actually going to be bothered to make skins for it. I mean, because it's fairly easy for the other Reza games, you know, you just save it as a DDS file and then upload it, or not upload it, you just plonk the DDS file in the relative folder that you want the car to be in. So it's very straightforward, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thankful that the game actually does work relatively well on my system. So, but ho-hum. Right, we're actually coming up to lap the Renault Lagunas. So Jason Plato can go off, stage left. And we should be coming up to lap a la menu shortly. Which is the first time we're actually coming up to lap the... No, it isn't. I tell a lie. We did lap the Lagunas at Donington for rounds 1 and 2 because that round, or those 2 rounds, are stupidly easy. Painfully easy, I might add. There's Thompson, I'm assuming. Excuse me. And you can go off as well, possibly, if I can catch up. I think this is the 4th time we're passing the Vauxhall and the Fords and the Nissan there at the back. I've actually lost count. Okay, Nissan can go bye-bye. There's the other Renault. Oh, and he was pushed off as well, trying to lap someone else. So I will do the same thing. Goodbye, menu. And they're all crashing, which is good. So the menu has fallen off the table and has been lapped by a lowly Volvo. Hooray! So we got 10 laps to go. We haven't managed to beat our lap time at the moment at 42.6. So we'll have a go now and see if we can actually get a faster lap time. If the Honda doesn't get in the way. Are we up on our time? No, 0.3 down. Now look at this gaggle of cars, and my Volvo is right behind every single one of them. Oh, get out of the way. Excuse me. Excuse me. Move. Thank you. Right, so we took care of those fairly easily. Nope, not a new fast lap time, sadly. Would have been nice. Oh, crossed up. Bloody hell. Now there is a piece of gravel that is right on this section here, and I have no idea why they added it there, because no one actually goes into it. It's on the right hand side, just after the rumble strips. Right there. There's a tiny little section of gravel trap. I have no idea why. Don't know if that was intended by the developers, or if that was just something to cover up an invisible hole in the ground or something, I don't know. Because, I mean, I've looked back on footage of old races at Brands Hatch, and I've never once seen a little section of gravel trap right on the end of the rumble strip. I may be wrong. There may have been, but I've never seen it personally. So, notch up another victory for us. Let's see if we can actually win every single race in this championship. Something that I have actually not ever been able to do. In all the years I've had this game, I've never actually completely decimated the championship by winning every single round. So that is my goal for this one. Lap 32. Oh, no you don't. We're still a little bit down, 0.3 of a second down on our fastest lap time. And you can't blame it on tyres going off because there is no tyre wear or anything on this game. Boom! Shake the room, get out of the way. What other news have I been doing recently? Yeah, I'm gonna be starting, once I finished Copa Petrobras, which is the Ridge Racer Sprint series, I'm gonna start one of the other Riza games. I'm unsure yet whether to start with, oops, sorry, around we go. I don't know whether to start on Formula Truck 2013 or Stock Car Extreme. I'm unsure yet. I mean, Formula Truck 2013 would be next in the line of the Riza games. So you had Copa Petrobras, then they released Formula Truck, then they released Stock Car Extreme, then Automobilista, then Automobilista 2. So at the moment I'm in two ways whether to continue to do them in order and do Formula Truck first and then move our way on to Stock Car Extreme, where I can do a karting championship with custom drivers, you know, the same as I usually do on GT Legends. Add users' names as a driver, so I'm racing technically against viewers and stuff like that. So I could easily do the same for Formula Truck 2013 as well. I mean, that's not a big deal. It's just a case of creating some talent files, changing the names of the drivers, and so on. I mean, it's very easy. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's entirely up to what you guys think. If I should carry on doing things in order or just jump straight into do a fun karting series. And Ford goes off. Haha. Oh, and the Vauxhall went off as well. Okay. No retirements yet because I haven't whacked anyone hard enough into the barriers that they actually roll. Yeah, the only way that you can actually get retirements on this game is if the car or the AI cars roll on their side or on their roof. Because again, you can clout the barriers as hard as you can, your bonnet comes off, but you don't do any mechanical damage to your car. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, 3 laps to go. Hey! Oh, thanks Cleland for that. Thank you. I don't know what I'm blocking for. I mean, I've lapped these guys, I think, like 5,000 times already. So it's not a huge deal. My lines are a lot to be desired. Overcorrected there. I mean, I felt the car slide, but I was a bit too ambitious on the correction. Our car is in fairly good condition though. I mean, the window is a bit cracked. Don't know what the front of the car looks like. Oh, the bonnet is a bit skew-if, but I've seen worse. Yeah, get off. And around he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. I mean, that's another thing as well about this game. You can go into the pits, I mean, but nothing happens. You just do a drive-through at a pit lane. So I honestly have no idea why they actually included the pits. They just didn't block it off. Strange. I mean, because they didn't introduce pit stops until TOCA 2, when you had the sprint race and the feature race, instead of 2 races of equal length, like they have in 1997. 1998, they went for a short sprint race, and then a feature race for round 2, sort of thing, or race 2. We'll get into that when we get into it as we spin, and we were coming up to lap the Renault again of Jason Plato. You know what? Let's just add salt into the wound. And we're just going to finish a race backwards. Because why the hell not? And there we go. Round 7 is complete.
And another victory for the new Volvo driver. His team must be very happy with his progress so far. So let's have a closer look at the final positions.
Yeah, well, I hope my team is nice and happy with my performance, because they're very, very strict by firing you even if you don't win one race. But yeah, there you go then. Thompson was 2nd, Alamenu, Jason Plato 3rd and 4th. And then we get down to the rest of the drivers as well. Kelvin Burt, I told you, finished in 8th place, even though I did try and help by pushing some of the other drivers out of the way. And Paul Radicic was last. John Cleland was 14th, can you believe? So, yeah, there you go. And the Nissans, surprisingly, quite high up in the finishing order. But there you go.
The pole position for race 2 has to be decided now. So let's join the second qualifying session.
No, I don't think we will. So that was round 7 complete, and I will be back next time then for round 8. Once again, another 30-lap enduro at Brands Hatch Indy. So once again, we're probably going to dominate that race as well. So I will leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'll see you next time for round 8. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.